hands. Late Mwansabongwe Member of Parliament Rogers Mwewa put to rest. NACASE proposes a special electricity tariff for schools in Zambia. Association of Indian Community in Zambia disinfects Parliament. EU leaders have struck a deal on a huge post-coronavirus recovery package. And now the news in detail. President Edgar Lungu has held a telephone meeting with President Xi Jinping of the People's Republic of China. During the meeting, the two heads of state acknowledged the excellent relations between the two countries. They undertook to further enhance cooperation at bilateral and multilateral levels for the mutual benefit of the peoples of the two countries. The heads of state called for concerted global efforts and commended the World Health Organization, WHO, for its leadership and coordinating role in the fight against COVID-19. President Lungu, in addition, thanked President Xi for China's support to Zambia's COVID-19 response. And President Lungu called for debt relief and cancellation in light of reduced revenue due to the negative impact of the pandemic, as well as competing needs for the country to secure adequate resources to fight the pandemic and to stimulate the economy. The two leaders agreed to continue working closely together to safeguard common interests, including on matters concerning the United Nations Security Council. Late Mwansabongwe lawmaker Honorable Rogers Mwewa, 49, who died in Lusaka at the Lady Mwanawasa Hospital, has been put to rest at the Memorial Park. Relatives, loved ones, and close friends gathered at the Praise Christian Center in PHI to pay their last respect to the fallen hero who once served as Deputy Minister of Agriculture in the administration of late President Michael Chilufya Sata. Honorable Mwewa is proprietor of the Fountain of Hope orphanage situated in Lusaka's Kamwala Township, which houses 400 orphans and vulnerable children. Honorable Mwewa is survived by a wife, Mrs. Annie Mwitwa Mwewa, and children. The death of Honorable Mwewa has come as a great loss, with many citizens taking to social media to grieve the loss of the Member of Parliament with messages of how he impacted them at individual and national level.
Who will lead the members of Parliament, after which the body will be taken by the foyer for all of us to view. We are doing this to facilitate for the members of Parliament and the MCCs because they are packed right where we need to. If you are not a member of Parliament, if you are not an MCC, and if you are not a government representative, please don't come. Do not pass me by, gentle Savior.
Just last year in November, when I appointed him as a board member for the National Arts Council of Zambia because of his love for art. So he's left a big pro, as you may be aware. His Excellency the President announced a 30 million package for the artists. He was one of the brains behind working to come up with that strategy and to come up with that concept. For me, personally, he's one of the best members of Parliament I related very well. So I'm heartbroken. I'm to find the president diligent, hardworking, servant of the people. He spent his life saving the underprivileged. He spent his life contributing to improve life of the underprivileged
from 2011 until his demise. We expected that we could even see the leader of the opposition attending this funeral. We expected to see the likes of the Garing Combos attending this funeral, because beyond politics is what is called brotherhood.
His demise really touched me, and I really looked at how he works to bring out all those children to take them to a place where they could call it home. So his demise is really so touching, and it's a grave loss to the city.
With Honorable Mwewa on the affairs of children and youths, and I think to me, he has even made a personal contribution to come for me when I was aspiring, until I became an MP. So he has contributed to my.
President Edgar Lungu has appointed and sworn Mr. Wilfred Banda Masie as Home Affairs Permanent Secretary. Mr. Masie takes from late Dr. Mulenga. And addressing the media, Mr. Masie thanked his predecessor and pledged to complete all the pending infrastructure.
Expect to take that on?
Oh, first of all, let me thank my predecessor, my late brother, who no doubt did a lot in terms of infrastructure development in the ministry. So I think my role is to thank him, but also we have to continue. We have to continue where he left in terms of massive infrastructure development, modernizing the police service, modernizing the correction prisons, now called correction service, so that that can lead to sustainable development of this country.
Okay. And some of the issues that you might want to review in preparation for the 2016, some of the policies. Have you had a chance to think about that?
I mean, first of all, we have to see what is there. You will not talk about what I want to review if you have not seen. From here, I'm getting to the office. Definitely work starts now, right now. But have to get to the office to look at the programs, look at the activities, look at the policies, and then we should be able to pick it up there. I know there is a team there that will support us. They have done well. Our job, I think, is to carry the agenda forward. So I have to look at,
National Action for Quality Education in Zambia, NACASE, has asked ZESCO to introduce a school-friendly and sustainable electricity tariff for all schools in the country. In a statement, NACASE Executive Director Aaron Chanda said currently most public and private schools are struggling to afford electricity because they are financially crippled and the cost of power is too high for schools. And he said NACASE is also calling on the Minister of Finance, Honorable Walyangandu, to seriously consider setting aside a financial bailout package specifically for private schools.
Because the cost of electricity in this country is just too high, too unbearable for our schools, we feel that ZESCO should be able to craft a special tariff for schools, both private and public. And we are now calling on the Minister of Energy, Honorable Matthew Nkua, to prevail over this utility company, this public institution, to meet the Minister of General Education to be able to attend to this urgent matter. We can't have schools running out of power. We can't have schools struggling to buy this power, which is very, very essential. Right now, some of our schools are running without this commodity, and this has severe educational consequences for this country, and we feel that ZESCO must come through and attend to this matter. On another hand, we want to appeal to the Minister of Finance to set aside a special fund, a bailout package for schools, private schools, who are currently struggling. Teachers in these schools have gone for months without getting their salaries, and as we submit this, we are cognizant of the fact that these are private schools, but government has a social and moral obligation to make sure that the suffering teachers are helped in this difficult period of COVID. Thank you.
The Association of Indian Community in Zambia, AICZ, has today disinfected Parliament building following an increase in positive COVID-19 cases recorded from members of Parliament and some members of staff. The association has pledged to continue with their humanitarian gesture in a bid to bring the pandemic under control and supplement government's efforts in addressing the matter. Association member Mr. Ishmael Kankara, when he led a team who fumigated the parliamentary area, including the chambers, said having COVID-19 strike the place where laws are made is a big threat and requires concerted effort to ensure that the pandemic is brought under control. Mr. Kankara, who disclosed that the association has spent about 700,000 kwacha on the disinfection exercise of various public places, however, bemoaned the laxity among members of the public in adhering to these safety measures, adding that the gravity and impact of the pandemic on the country's socio-economic sectors is huge.
Just appeal, I would strongly appeal to the members of Parliament. This is priority. This is priority. Everything else is secondary. This is primary. Let's talk about COVID and let's talk about how we are going to save our country. Yes, we need to save our economy. At the same time, let's save our country, because the health of the people of Zambia will determine the health of the economy. We are at a crossroads right now. We need mandatory masking. If you go into minibuses, you will see people as packed like beans, and they are breathing in each other's faces. How are we going to control this? So we need mandatory masking. Now, mandatory masking will bring sanity, at least in the sense of people will adhere. In any public place. If you are not in a public place, fine. If you are keeping a social distance, fine. But marketplaces, buses, wherever, shops, wherever you go, mandatory. Make it law. It's as simple as that. And this is what I'm appealing to the members of Parliament, that here we are in your house. This is where you spend most of your day. And you are also next to each other. You are not far from away from each other. You also need to, while you are sitting here, you also need to mask up. You need to show us by example. At the same time, emergency law here. Please bring it. Why not? It will save lives. It will save plenty lives. Mandatory masking. This is what I'm asking.
So how much have you spent so far to fumigate, fumigating several places as the Indian Association? How much has it cost?
The Association of Indian Community put aside about 600,000 to 700,000 kwacha. And we bought a lot of food. But obviously there is small running cost which is borne by different individuals or different companies. But the Association of Indian Community made sure that we have bought a lot of disinfectant. Wherever there is a request, and there is a lot of places where we have not advertised, or maybe like secondary schools, Kamara Secondary School, other places where we've done. Yeah, mostly we were concentrating on media houses and areas like that because they were in the front line. Now, obviously, our MPs are in the front line also. So we want to try and assist wherever it is possible.
We're talking about assisting where it's possible. From here, where do you go? What's your next mission?
From here, we shall wait and see if there is any request. If it's not request, we will be concentrating on our own lives as well. Like, for example, myself as flash passes, I have to start working with my people, to start educating them, I have to start disinfecting my places, I have to make sure that they are in healthy order. And I need to make sure that I educate them to make sure that my passengers are in good health.
Well, thank you very much.
You can come a bit.
On behalf of the Speaker of the National Assembly and the management, the clerk, I would wish to say thank you to the Association of the
Patriots for Economic Progress has noted with deep sorrow and sadness the untimely demise of two members of parliament. PEP President Sean Tembo says his thoughts and prayers go to the families and friends of Honorable Mwenya Mukonge and Honorable Rogers Mwewa. Patriots for Economic Progress said he is also alarmed by the increasing number of new cases of COVID-19 as well as the surge in fatalities. We are of the view that this is directly attributable to government's reduced prioritization of the fight against COVID-19.
As Patriots for Economic Progress, we are very alarmed with the increasing number of COVID-19 cases in the country, as well as the number of fatalities. And we wish to take this opportunity actually to extend our deepest condolences to the two members of parliament who died yesterday. We believe that this increasing number of COVID-19 cases can be attributed to the reduced prioritization by government to the fight against COVID-19. Government is on record as having diverted funds meant for fighting COVID-19 to road construction projects. And now these poor decisions are coming to haunt us. We have also come across calls by some opposition leaders that Parliament should adjourn because of COVID-19. We believe that Parliament should not adjourn, but we should consider adopting available technology such as Zoom so that people, or rather members of Parliament, can work from their homes and still undertake parliamentary business, because shutting down Parliament will have far-reaching consequences.
The Presidential Empowerment Initiative Fund has continued to roll out various empowerment programs across the country amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. And on Monday, the PEIF team, led by its national coordinator, Clement Tembo, empowered Salaula traders at Chilenje Market. Mr. Tembo informed the traders that the Presidential Empowerment Initiative Fund will work with all the traders in the country regardless of their political affiliation. Mr. Tembo explained that President Edgar Lungu is aware of the challenges that traders across the country are facing during this COVID-19 pandemic, hence his decision to donate second-hand bales as a startup capital to the traders. And fund manager Samuel Luneta disclosed that the Presidential Empowerment Initiative Fund will in the next coming weeks donate bales of Salaula to traders in other parts of the country. President Lungu, through the Presidential Empowerment Initiative Fund, has continued to uplift the living standard of people across the country as well as restoring their dignity.
Wakonkapo barapeka chituta bakamweshi chinambu na mamajori mambwe. Tiendiseko. Wokonkapo Bamulenga Mukasanga, Masuzeni Mwandira, na Charity Nkatia. Followed by Matthew Zamumba, Mavis Kabwe, Morini Mwira.
Has again found it wise, today that we are able to share with our women folk, especially those that are trading in Salaula. Remember, he had promised prior to 2016, when we just established the presidential empowerment, that he was going to support the traders in this country. So today he has sent me to empower our women and all those that are trading in Salaula. We are going to ensure that we give you this as your startup capital, because we are very mindful that during this coronavirus period, it has been very hard for you people to trade. So yes, this is a goodwill and a gesture by the president to ensure that you get empowered. He does not forget where he comes from. The president was raised very poor, very humble. He's got very humble background, and he still remembers where he's coming from. Bale mibukisha tabamilaba ayamalwele ya isa tatwashoko ya fumine abalile namani bambifa bale sambya kuma konfeyo bambina tuchula bana mayo momwe babuka kachero kwa bula bana mayo tetukube Zambia inaba nkusha bale shamulu bama mkamwala bale shafetu chisense na tu beans bali ntwara kuskuru na asambirira pano nebo national coordinator ba president ba Edgar Chagolungu aba bakushishe nabena bale shafe pa market ichoma batreda ngatwami mwana nenchito mule bomba nimwe mabarengo kwata abana bashishana bali akuma skulu nomba bakateka na bana bisho kwati fuma beo fuma salole na afya mboku dula ero shirendera matetu mule kumam na tubine trani startup capital turemi pera na tumika trafine muli amashina ngatwami tamashina mwapoka tapale no kusampa kakola baba labulira munjebe fingi futi na fimbi na laleta
start to my capital start bena plan gena due to coronavirus naiona so my businesses yatu yonse akala yoyika so pamena apa pameba tipasa za imidako.
You are watching Revelation TV Main News, and just now we take our first commercial break. Stay tuned.
There's confusion, pandemonium. There's fracas in the kitchen there. Huh? Okay, kachupo. Just take a small thing. Like kusamwa kuino. Tiba ocha tiboni yawe, and then I'll be held responsible. Next time kakuchena in. Next time kakula men. Ine.
Continue to warm your family up with Topsta's great entertainment. From as low as 50 kwacha monthly subscription, enjoy the latest series and movies on ST Zone or Nova Bouquet. Catch up with the best of live sports by staying glued to SPN channel and witness the energy of the NBA, thrilling Formula One, the passion of English Football League, plus the best of Turkish football. That's not all. Follow the epic new romantic comedy about love and office life drama, Since I Found You at 2040, every weekday on Novella E+. Treat the kids to the new channel CBeebies, DreamWorks, exciting superhero cartoons on Toonami, homeschooling on ST Kids, and many more. Subscribe now and get together with your Topstar. Feel the warmth of entertainment. Topstar. Enjoy digital life.
Finally, will you marry me?
Once Africa bazibe bose bantu bathi baby ndimwe ichinchi kwati baby akankena uyo baby
Continue to warm your family up with Topsta's great entertainment. From as low as 50 kwacha monthly subscription, enjoy the latest series and movies on ST Zone or Nova Bouquet. Catch up with the best of live sports by staying glued to SPN channel and witness the energy of the NBA, thrilling Formula One, the passion of English Football League, plus the best of Turkish football. That's not all. Follow the epic new romantic comedy about love and office life drama, Since I Found You, at 2040 every weekday on Novella E+. Treat the kids to the new channel CBeebies, DreamWorks, exciting superhero cartoons on Toonami, homeschooling on ST Kids, and many more. Subscribe now and get together with your top star. Feel the warmth of entertainment. Top Star, enjoy digital life.
Welcome back. We now continue with the rest of the news. Lusaka City Council LCC has dispelled the story headlined Lusaka City Council to sell town center market on Diamond Teeth Facebook page that it is a misrepresentation of facts. LCC Public Relations Manager George Stimba said at no point did LCC resolve to sell the said market. He said what council resolved to sell is property number LUS 3237 situated behind former Barclays Bank off Cairo Road, and the advert is in Times of Zambia for everyone to see. Mr. Stimba said the property is a bare land which extends up to the railway reserve on the eastern side, and it is being sold so that people with financial capacity can buy and develop it. Chief Mwana Chingwala of the Tonga people in Mazabuka district in Southern Province has died. The traditional leader collapsed around 19 hours on Monday at his farm in Mazabuka. You are still watching Revelation TV Main News, and just now we take our final commercial break. Stay tuned.
Let's talk Bola Yapa Z. Let's talk strikers.
Did you see Goya kwa Jesse Were? Mwache mupondo zone. Iwe, nkarapansi, sate kampamba. Amuna ngao.
And refs.
That's offside ref.
Let's talk champions.
We will make it 3 in a row. Tapali, mwachepa sana. It's Kalamba, big man.
You dreamers, it's power. When it comes to Bola Yapa Z, we don't all agree. But there is no argument. For the best commentary and analysis, the best live games, the best replays, and all in HD, the place to catch Bola Yapa Z is on SuperSport, only on DSTV.
Continue to warm your family up with Topsta's great entertainment. From as low as 50 kwacha monthly subscription, enjoy the latest series and movies on ST Zone or Nova Bouquet. Catch up with the best of live sports by staying glued to SPN channel and witness the energy of the NBA, thrilling Formula One, the passion of English Football League, plus the best of Turkish football. That's not all. Follow the epic new romantic comedy about love and office life drama, Since I Found You, at 2040 every weekday on Novella E+. Treat the kids to the new channel CBeebies, DreamWorks, exciting superhero cartoons on Toonami, homeschooling on ST Kids, and many more. Subscribe now and get together with your top star. Feel the warmth of entertainment. Top Star, enjoy digital life.
Welcome back, and now in foreign news. EU leaders have struck a deal on a huge post-coronavirus recovery package following a fourth night of talks. It involves $859 billion in grants and loans to counter the impact of the pandemic in the 27-member bloc. The talks saw a split between nations hardest hit by the virus and frugal members who were concerned about cost. It is the biggest joint borrowing ever agreed by the EU. Summit Chairman Charles Michel said it was a pivotal moment for Europe. The deal centers on a €390 billion program of grants to member states hardest hit by the pandemic. Italy and Spain are expected to be the main recipients. A further €360 billion in low-interest loans will be available to members of the bloc. The summit, which began in Brussels on Friday morning, saw more than 90 hours of talks and became the EU's longest since a 2000 meeting in the French city of Nice, which lasted for 5 days. The package will now face more technical negotiations by member states and need ratification by the European Parliament. And that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines once again. Late Mwasabongwe Member of Parliament Rogers Mwewa put to rest. NACASE proposes a special electricity tariff for schools in Zambia. Association of Indian Community in Zambia disinfects Parliament. And EU leaders have struck a deal on a huge post-coronavirus recovery package. That's all we could accommodate on our news, and on behalf of the entire production team and the news crew, this has been Caroline Chombo. Stay tuned and God bless.